Oh man. Normally I start the show off different ways. I said, let me talk a little bit. Y'all haven't seen me in a minute. It's been like a good month, 4 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever it's been since I did one of these. I mean, it's almost like do I even know what I'm doing anymore? But anyway, shout out to y'all. You see me. I'm back, baby. SKF Weekly in full effect. I told y'all I wasn't going to do one of these until at least I had some guests to come up because I want to do something a little different right now. It's the Knicks off season. I'm primarily doing Know the Ledge on Saturdays. That show is like 2, 3, 4 hours depending. And so I think that's enough for now until we get back into the full swing of things and we can get into game recaps and stuff like that. So for now, we're taking it easy and the content's going to be switched up. But I got a good show for you tonight. I'm going to be joined by two really dope fellas that are not just content creators on their own show, but also two people that I hold near and dear to my heart. I don't want them to know that. I shouldn't have said it. Damn it. But anyway, these are two people that I know very well, and I'm really, really happy to chop it up with them here on my platform. I'm usually on their platform, which is called No Cap Space, on the Fantasy Basketball Advice Network. So it's pretty dope to have them here. And so we'll chop it up. It's going to be a little different because this is a Knicks show and they're not really Knicks fans, but they're going to give it to you real. I'm going to get their perspective. I thought it'd be nice too to bring them over here so they could understand what it's like to be on a content creator podcast with champions. You know what I mean? Like get that vibe because I'm not sure they know what that's like. So I wanted to, do something for everybody. I'm a giver. Anyway, let's get it cracking. We'll be right back after this. Let's go, Knicks fans. We back, baby. Let's get it.
We are the New York Knicks. We are the New York Knicks. We are the New York Knicks. We are the New York Knicks.
Say go, New York, go, New York, go. Say go, New York, go, New York, go. Say go, New Year, new team, it's the same dream. New Knicks City units, boy, they stay clean. I just caught mine off of Fanatics in the garden with my hands in the air, we back at it.
You see it, we back, baby. Yes, I am back. You tune into SKF Weekly. I'm your man, Ron. That's my brother. Okay, I'm holding it down for my lonesome today. It's okay. It's all right. But I am joined by, like I said, two dope individuals. I'm here with Chris Long and Todd, the man, the myth, the legend himself. Shout out to these guys from No Cap Space, the Fantasy Basketball Advice Network, in the building. Let's get it. Yes. What's going on, fellas?
What do we walk into, man?
Yeah, I'm glad to be here with champions. With champions.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Listen, for those of y'all out there that don't know, these guys are dope. Because I mean, I call them my friends, my brothers, but the outside of that, these are two very smart individuals. They're both, big sports fans, love all types of sports. It's not their fault that they're fans of teams that, really, I couldn't rock with, but that's not on them. But, I for Chris, it's a little tougher because I can relate to, because he's a fan of the Hornets, of the Carolina Panthers. I know you're all, I can already tell some of y'all like, damn, no, I get it. So like, it's a little different with Todd because Todd has been a fan of the Patriots and like that alone is like, it's hard to talk to him. I almost feel like, I don't know, like he's on a different plane, but it's okay. It's okay. He's also a fan of the Bulls. So there's that. Mm-hmm. But both these guys, very smart individuals, and definitely, you should look to them for your new go-tos for fantasy basketball advice. When the new season starts up and you guys are putting your teams together, you can go to them weekly to get, basketball advice about your teams and hot players and stuff like that. So definitely check them out on the Fantasy Basketball Advice Network. No cap space, guys. So anyway, first off, because they've never been here, and I don't even know if I know this. I want to ask them both two questions that we always ask people. First question is, how do I flip this? Because normally it's Knicks centric. We'll flip it backwards. So I'll start with Chris.
Okay.
So Chris, how long have you not been a Knicks fan?
Oh my God. Oh, look, man, that's a great question. I moved up and I'm in New Jersey now. So, man, look, it's been rough up here. Everybody's a Knicks fan. My neighbor comes out, Knicks gear, neighbor across the street. They mess with me. He puts like posters on my front door saying "Go Knicks." And now, unfortunately, my son is a Knicks fan. He's totally converted. It's the worst. He only wants to be like Brunson. So it's been rough. But look, man, I ain't kicked my son out the house yet. So not yet. So
that's good. That's good. That's good. So you are a Charlotte Hornets fan, and have you always been a Charlotte Hornets fan?
Yeah, I used to be a Bulls fan when it was like when Jordan was, the man, until he retired. But when Jordan retired, I had to root for the home team. And so, look, that's when the Hornets had the Muggsy Bogues and the, Lonzo. We originally had LJ, so we had Larry Johnson and them. We used to have a good squad, man. And obviously it's been downhill for a long time since then. But I always tell people, I told you too, like before, this season, before Brunson really came to the Knicks, you guys were us. You guys were laughed at like the Hornets, always seen as like the bottom tier team. So, you guys give us hope. If y'all can do it and come and win the chip, like anything's possible, man. Anything's possible.
I'm going to take that as a plus thing, but that's also kind of backing it. Damn it, if the Knicks could do it, like, all right, okay.
Exactly.
All right, okay. I see where you're going. No, that's cool. That's cool. Todd, same thing for you. How long have you not been a Knicks fan?
For a long time, probably since the 90s.
Just imagine. Yeah.
Since the 90s.
And
I
so,
remember watching games with my mom. She's a Knicks fan.
Oh.
And, Reggie Miller hitting those 2 threes in like 12 seconds, whatever it was. That, I'll never forget that because I was watching it right next to her. So,
yeah, my fault, guys. I didn't know. Like, I should have. I didn't know he was going to bring that up. My fault, y'all. Anyway, so you are a Bulls fan. Have you always been a Bulls fan?
Yep.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yep.
So, yeah. So, and then for you, you've seen a lot of really good basketball in your day. Obviously, the Bulls are a different team, over the last decade or so. It hasn't been that same level of what you gotten used to. But I'm sure you still, you're diehard. You're happy with your team and what they've got going on. You're happy for the promise of what this season's going to bring?
No.
Oh,
no.
Yeah, it's tough.
Sorry.
Say more. Explain.
Caleb Wilson's good. I think we're young. We have talent, but we don't have enough pieces, and the talent needs to develop. So, we're probably like a bottom 3-4 team in the East. It's better than being like perennial 9th in the East, and then you lose in the play-in. So, at least we're getting lottery picks, but you have to hit the lottery pick.
Yeah, that's true.
So. We'll see.
Well, I think you guys got something promising, and I think obviously, I think people can see it. Like it was in our face last year. Charlotte looks like they're definitely on the rise. So I know Chris is happy with what he's seeing. The problem with Chris, guys, y'all don't know this because I know him. Problem with Chris is that he's not patient. He wants Charlotte to be the best right now,
bro.
He's watching it all,
bro. We haven't won a playoff series in 20 years, bro. 20 years. Think about that. We haven't made the playoffs in 10 years. Like,
Does last year count?
no, you can't. The play-in does. If you 1 through 8, you ain't made.
Yeah,
1
you
through
got to
8.
you got to get into the actual 1 through 8, right? Correct.
Yeah, we ain't went through it 1 through 8. So yeah, I'm done waiting around. But seems like I'm gonna have to wait around because we got Kobe White as our starting point guard, and as Todd knows, that guarantees you 9th in the East. So, yeah.
No, it's not just because it's Kobe. It was probably more Zach LaVine, to be honest.
But at least you guys, I think both of your teams are going in the right direction. You have to actually commit to changing the culture of, I mean, in my opinion, look, I know Charlotte, I'll say Charlotte probably has had, no. They both did, actually. They both have had their levels of talent. Because even when the Bulls had a couple years ago, the Lonzo Balls with the Valanciunas and the, you know who they had, Zach LaVine. And yeah, I thought they had a good team. They were top heavy and they didn't have much, depth as far as bench wise, but they had talent. And Charlotte has always had a level of talent too. But I think with Charlotte, it was a level of dysfunction along with it. They just needed to figure out a way to have talent and then have the right pieces that have the integrity to take the team to the next level. And I think they're starting to get that now. And that's why you're seeing that Charlotte was embarrassing a lot of teams last year that we were like, whoa, they're beating teams that you didn't expect them to beat. And they were doing it quite frequently. So, yeah, I think they're both going in the right direction. And I think you guys will both be happy for years to come. It just, take a little longer, but I think y'all are good. Y'all are going to be good.
Ron, let me say one thing. Like when I compared the Knicks to the Hornets, whatever, the reason why is because you guys had like a whole lot of dysfunction with the GMs,
100%.
Like, the front office, right? And it really starts there. Like the front office, you guys had a ton of dysfunction. Then Leon came in. I think Worldwide West came in, right? Like Rick Brunson came in. Like, so you got some serious like people there, right? And it turned around. We just had the same thing. Jordan was the worst owner like possible. Jordan was a bad owner when they did The Last Dance. They didn't even mention him being like the owner of the Hornets. They didn't even mention it. Like it wasn't even like a blurb, right? Like so, the front office we changed 2 years ago, and that's when we got Brandon Miller. We got Khan. We got some good players in, made really good decisions, trades and stuff like that. So that's why I'm, saying this a turnaround's possible. But when I compare it to the Knicks, obviously New York is way different from Charlotte. Like we already know that. But like definitely the front office piece, when you guys changed that and you guys got serious people in the building, like everything changed and Brunson came and then you guys went up. So yeah, that's my comparison for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, it makes a lot of sense. I definitely agree with that. I think that I think it's one of those things where it's just all of these teams have had their moments of success, more, some more than others, but it's just all about, really getting to the point where, let me make that a ticker. Hold on, give me a second. Really getting to a point where you just, like I said, you got to buy in. At some point, you just got to say, because I thought even making the move to get rid of LaMelo Ball was very interesting. But I think at some point, when you're saying you want to do a shift of changing the culture of a team, you kind of got to start with the best player on the team, especially a young best player, because he affects the culture a lot. And I just think that it was a move that needed to be made in that regards. And I think the Bulls already were past that. They already got rid of all of their culture people from before, and it's all, it's a brand new squad. So yeah, I just think that both teams have really committed to that. But we'll see where it goes. It's definitely controversial to get rid of a talent such as LaMelo Ball, but we'll see what happens, because they still got some really good players over there, and you both had, I think, really good drafts. So, but
Ron,
you know what?
Okay, what was the number one thing for the Knicks that made you like? What contributed to the turnaround? Like for looking on when I talk about the front office and stuff like that, like what was the number one thing you can contribute to like that it happened? And from a Knicks perspective, you was like, okay, like now we're actually turning to the positive.
It is the question that people have asked, and the answer remains the same, even if I'm going to give you a different rationale. The answer is Jalen Brunson, but not for the same point that most people say. You know, getting a player of Jalen Brunson's status and what he has turned into can obviously galvanize and transform a franchise, but that's not the reason why I say it. The reason why I say it is because as Knicks fans, we, you know, doing this show, we do a lot of talking. And one day somebody said something, I don't know if it was in the chat or on the panel, and I was like, damn it, you know what? You are absolutely right. The Knicks, for whatever reason, over the last, I don't know how many years, since Raymond Felton probably, have not committed to going out there and getting a legit point guard. They have just never done it. They have never put any value on the point guard position until Jalen Brunson. Because if you look at the people who have come and gone, the Knicks always worried about getting whoever was the best talent available that they could get and then building around that talent. Usually that talent was of a bigger, you know, frame, Mari Stoudemire, Carmelo Anthony, whoever it may be back in the Allen Houston days. And the point guard was always the afterthought. Yet they'd get decent guys, but like they'd get guys who you could sprinkle in to fill out the roster. They never went out and said, let's go get a 1A type point guard. And them actually doing that for the first time in so many years. I'm not saying Raymond Felton was a 1A, but he was like the most solid point guard we've had that could do a lot of different things. I think that was the big thing. I think building that way, making sure you had, because the other thing we know in the NBA is it's really a guard-oriented league. Like you got to have a good guard player. And the Knicks just never have, they haven't had that, and I couldn't even tell you how long. So I think that was the biggest thing, committing to that and saying we're going to get us a 1A type guard, even if the fans weren't ready to believe it. He had to prove it. That's the big difference for me.
Facts. Okay.
Yeah, you guys lucked into a top guard.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I mean, I knew he would be good. I didn't know he would be this good.
Right. It's basically just like SGA, right? Like,
yeah.
They didn't know he was in turn to that. They just got a young prospect, and they were fortunate.
Yeah, 100%. So before we get into like some off-season stuff, some rumors and things that are going around with the Knicks, and I got to ask you guys this question because this is the most intriguing part for me. And we might have talked about this already, but whatever. The people out there don't know. They haven't heard it. I'll start with Todd this time. What was it like watching the New York Knicks barrel through the playoffs and, you know, have one of the best playoff runs in NBA history? Watch him get to the NBA finals. Everybody pointing fingers, everything stacked against them. Watching them win in 5 games, coming back from a 29-point deficit. What was it like just watching the Knicks playoffs from your perspective and watching all this happen, knowing who New York has been?
Frustrating. Like I thought against Atlanta, they just outplayed them the last 3 games. Then the 76ers just look old. They just didn't have enough without Embiid there. Like they just couldn't keep up. And then who they play in the Eastern Conference Finals? Cleveland. Harden was just so bad. Like that wasn't a shock either, to be honest. But against the Spurs, like they're up double digits every game. But then, you know, it gets to the fourth quarter and you're like, who's going to score for them? Because I know Brunson's going to score. And that's what did it. And the fact that Wemby just doesn't play in the post, like, it's crazy. But those 2 factors. But yeah, frustrating. Like, the Spurs were really, they led the series like 70% of the time. But yeah, the fourth quarter in Brunson, too good.
Yeah, best fourth quarter team in the NBA all year. Just, I get it. Before I get to Chris, I'm going to tell you guys there's an inside joke that I have. I don't make a big deal about it. I say it once in a blue, but I don't know if they realize how much of an inside joke it is for me. If you guys just I crack myself up. If you guys watch this back or even listen to this show as it continues, just listen to Todd talk, right? And his mannerisms. Don't worry about what he looks like. The dude is Jalen Brunson. I don't know nobody else. This guy is Jalen Brunson to a T. His mannerisms, his talk, he's so stoic, so matter of fact, so nonchalant. Every time I talk to this guy, I'm like, damn, this must be how Jalen's fans feel. Like this guy is I'm like, it's crazy. Anyway, it's nuts. Okay, let me get to Chris. Chris, the same question, bro. How did you feel? It was a little different because at least your team was like right there and almost had a chance to get in there. They could have been a part of this mix.
Sure.
But, you know, how did you feel watching everything transpire? And you guys both know that the Knicks were, no matter what they did, every series was the other team was favored. So,
yeah,
you know, how did you feel
Really?
about everything?
they were.
Yeah, no, really. Every
yeah.
team going into it, that
Atlanta
thought that,
was favored.
yeah, because Atlanta's defense, because they thought Atlanta's defense was similar to what Detroit did, and they thought Detroit and OKC was the Achilles, was the defense. So they thought Atlanta was going to give the Knicks the first team that was going to give them a really big problem of how I guess it came down to they had people they thought could stop Jalen. So how does the Knicks win if Jalen struggles?
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My fault, Chris. Go ahead.
No, it's all good. It's all good. So before the playoffs, before every NBA playoffs, Ty and I do like a bet, and we bet on each team, right? And we kind of do like we pick our teams, and literally, you know, we pretty much like whoever gets the most wins, you know, essentially wins the whole thing.
Mhm.
And so obviously I won this year. That's why I thought it was still very stoic. And the funny thing, so in our pod, we had another guest on and we were like predicting and said, who do you think is going to make the NBA finals before the playoffs started? Like I picked the Knicks. And for some reason, I'm a big OG guy. I like guys who play defense like I do. Like, and he is a guy who can play defense, do it all. I think he's your second best, like behind Brunson, and sometimes your most important player on the team, on the Knicks. And so, from an outside perspective, the way I see it, and so going into like them going to the finals, to the Eastern Conference Finals, it was kind of expected in my opinion. I also did expect OKC to get to the finals as well. It was kind of a surprise that the Spurs got there.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that, okay, well, a healthy OKC team would be a tougher matchup for the Knicks. I thought when the Spurs got it, I was like, this is great because they're young. Like Todd says, like Wemby has no post game. Like you can kind of push them, figure it out, and like, die by him shooting jumpers. Like that's cool, Now Dylan Harper being as good as he was kind of unexpected. But, and Fox being as bad as he was very unexpected too. But like, but I mean, at the same time, like, I like complete teams that play defense. I think like I place a very high value on teams that play perimeter defense. I think when you guys got past the Hawks, then no team in the East really kind of scared me for you guys. Like even the Sixers, like Todd said, they were always hurt. And VJ is a good perimeter defender, but he's young. Then you got Boston. Like you guys had already beaten Boston before, and Tatum just coming off an injury. I didn't think there was any way that Boston would beat you guys. Cleveland, there's no chance they would have beaten you guys. Even Detroit, Orlando, like they just weren't there yet. And so to me, like it was expected for them to make the finals. And then when I saw against the Spurs, I just knew like it was a wrap because just the leadership. You guys have been there already before. You guys have been through all the trials, the tribulations, and you guys have winners on the team like Brunson, Hart, like the Villanova boys, like Bridges. You guys have already they've been through it. So to put that against a team that's like that young, and still kind of figuring it out from a Spurs perspective, like I think everything just kind of unfolded right for you guys. So was I excited shouting in the streets? Like no, but at the same time, it wasn't like totally unexpected for you guys.
Gotcha. I mean, that makes sense. And I think that kind of plays into it. Unfortunately, the thing is we live in a day and age where honestly, to get credit for something these days is really tough. I think the only people that really get credit for anything they do success wise is just like people that are very likable or that are like do something that really galvanizes social media or something. Like people only root for people that are hip or whatever. The Knicks have just learned how to kind of really be a team that is a fun loving team, but they don't, it's not like everybody around the world is like, I love the Knicks or I love these players for whatever reason. They do have some quirky guys, but like I feel like them winning is less about their strength as a team and their accomplishments and more of that people like to point to, well, it's the other team's lack of something, like the San Antonio's lack of experience and their youth.
No,
I mean,
it wasn't
it is what
all
it is.
Yeah, no, I understand. I don't think that was all it. Like, now, if you had said like this Knicks team going against like a healthy OKC team, like I don't know what could have happened, but you can only play the teams that are in front of you, So like, it's nothing. I'm not going to hold that against the Knicks at all. I still think you guys were the best in the East, like going in, a more mature team, kind of more complete team. So I still think going into this season, outside of Philly, that's like you guys are the most complete team. So that's I don't really see any changes. I'll see you guys in the Eastern Conference Finals next year too. So.
Oh, well, I hope so. I mean, I feel the same way, but time will tell. And I guess more of the people out there, because I think some people still are of the, when you do one thing in 1 year, it's just not enough of a
Who cares? Who cares,
I
bro?
know, that's what I say.
Like who cares? Like, bro, if the Hornets ever win the chip, I don't care if we haven't won it for like 50 years. Like, you can tell me nothing. Like,
I hear that.
A wrap, So who cares about the haters, man?
So let me ask you guys. Well, before I get to that, because there was some news that came out. I see some people putting it in the chat right now, a little concerned. And I don't know if your teams are going through this right now. The Knicks haven't signed any of their draft picks. Right, and both draft picks have played in the summer league and actually played well. They both look good. It's all about, how this all shakes out. The Knicks still have 13 people signed under contract right now. They still have 2 spots available, even though one of those spots may be going to somebody, but it just hasn't been official yet. And then they haven't given out any of their 2-way contracts as of yet. So none of those have been signed to anyone. And then something came out earlier today where Tyler Nickel, who looks like a very promising young, sharpshooter for the Knicks, which I don't know if it's real or not, or if maybe it's his agent try to create a little buzz or whatever. Just saying that he's a little upset that he hasn't been signed as of yet. And just, I guess he's probably, they're a little unsure in their camp. They want to make sure that, everything gets done. I don't know. You never know, because the thing I've noticed about the Knicks and rumors, and I don't know if you guys experienced this with your team, a lot of stuff comes out throughout the year and half of it's not true. And then the stuff that we don't know about, we're like, oh my God, I didn't even know that was happening. I didn't know that there was issues with some of the players on the team. That's the stuff that wasn't reported. Like, and this is the type of stuff that happens. So you think they're making a little too big of a deal about a drafted player that, when we're still in the off season rounding out the team, or should Knicks fans be concerned? What you think, Todd?
No, I don't think they should be concerned. I mean, honestly, I don't think the fans really care, because like their core of their team's already set. So if the executives or the coaches don't think a drafted player is good enough and they don't sign him, then he's just not good enough. Like it is what it is. So that's just tough luck for him.
I mean, if that's the case, because he still may get signed, because those 2 ways are there for a reason. The only bad thing about 2 ways, is everybody knows by now, is that 2 ways really can only play for half of the NBA season, and you cannot play in the NBA playoffs.
This kind of stinks. Plus, like you don't want to get drafted by the Knicks. Like, honestly, you're not going to play.
It's tough. It's tough.
The team's so good, and they're so deep. Like you're just not playing. So
Yeah.
honestly, it's probably for the better if they just don't sign him, so he can go somewhere else.
Yeah, that's true. Rather than ask you the same question, Chris, I actually want to ask you this question because if anybody's familiar with this guy, it's got to be you. One of the people on the Knicks radar, because we are in a little bit of a holding pattern to see how this roster, really shakes out. Currently, they only have Karl Anthony Towns and Andre Drummond as bigs. And so they're still trying to look out there. They've made some attempts to bring in somebody. It hasn't worked out. But one of the names that still keeps surfacing, and like I said, you should know all about this guy, is Nick Richards. So what do you think about Nick Richards as a player, and do you think that he would work well on the Knicks roster?
I like Nick Richards. When he played for the Hornets, and a lot of times he was our starting center. Now our teams were putrid, at the time, but I like his energy. I like, he can catch lobs, good good presence from a defensive standpoint. Kentucky guy, I like the way he played. I think, coming into the Hornets, obviously we had Mark Williams, and then Ibaka came in, and we traded him off to Phoenix. Phoenix got Maliwak and Mark Williams, surprisingly. So he hasn't really had a good shot. I think if you guys got Nick Richards, that would be a great pickup for you. I saw him one game. I remember with him is we played, I think, the Houston Rockets, not last year, but the year before, first game of the season. And Sengun was carving him up, killing him. And halftime, he came out and he was it's not happening again. And Sengun scored maybe 4 points the rest of the half, and we ended up beating him, in the first game of the season. And I don't know, that just showed me a lot because he has pride in himself, and he was and when he applied himself, he did well. So yeah, look, I'm with the chat. If you guys were able to pick up Nick Richards, I think that'd be a very, very good pickup. I think you guys need him too, to be honest. So I would probably trust. It's gonna sound crazy, but I would trust him more than Drummond right now.
Wow.
That's how high I am. Drummond's just, you don't know, man. He's older, so it's just, yeah. I like Nick Richards on that team.
Okay. Todd, do you like Nick Richards as well?
Yeah, he's solid. I mean, athletic, big, good rebounder, solid defender. He's not bad at anything.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's not a great scorer per se, but just for getting up minutes coming off the bench, he fills a better role than Drummond.
Yeah. What do you think about? Because another name that was thrown out there that I've seen kind of floated, and I think it's also because of the Knicks play style, but you know what you're getting with him. But another name was Kelly Olynyk.
He's more of a 4, to be honest, and I don't want him to he's okay.
I mean, he's definitely not a defensive presence that we know. Offensively, though, he has his moments. Although I don't love kind of what I was seeing towards the tail end of last year. So I don't know if you can even look at him in the same way that you looked at him before. Prior to last year, he was still looking really good. If you got him on your team, he could stretch the floor, and he was kind of having moments. I don't know about last year though.
Yeah, I feel like he really tries to get his shot off,
mm-hmm.
Almost like Dylan Brooks, but he's not that good. So,
right.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't think he would be good for your team because I don't think he would just buy in and be give it to Brunson every second.
What do you think, Chris?
Soft. I'm not a big fan of that. That move at all. To me, if you're trying to replace Mitchell Robinson, right? You need somebody to come in and score, to rebound, to kind of hold the 5 down. You already have Cat's gonna take up the volume of the shots as the 4. If he goes to the bench because he's in foul trouble, you're gonna probably have OG pop down to the 4, and then have Hart in, right? So I don't even know I don't even know if that's really needed, to be honest. You guys didn't need that like last year on the championship run, right? Like, unless I'm missing something, there wasn't like a stretch big that you guys had that was like killing for you guys.
No, outside of Cat,
but-
we didn't have that.
Right, exactly. But like a 5 that can rebound and like, you know, actually play defense and, you know, finish a play at the rim. Like, I would much rather have that, i.e. than Nick Richards more so than Kelly Olynyk, for sure.
So now I agree with both of you. The flip side, though, is what I don't know is what the game plan is from the coaching staff, from Mike Brown and his coaches, is if they would have a plan to do something different than what we've seen, because they don't have Mitchell Robinson, and whoever comes in, depending, I mean, they're going to work around that person's skill set. But what if they do say now having somebody like a Kelly Olynyk coming off the bench, not necessarily all the time, you know, in certain situations, they use that as, you know, that puts the defense on their heels. I mean, you guys cannot continue to double team Jalen Brunson and double team this person, whatever, because when that ball flips around to Olynyk and he's wide open for three, most likely he's knocking it down. So I could see them trying to use that and trying to be more offensive based, because we're going to lack a certain defensive rim protection presence unless somehow Andre Drummond took the truth serum. I mean, took a serum of some sort that turned the clock back 5 years. I can't really see him turning into that, but you know, I don't know. Do you think there's a way in which the Knicks just decide, well, we're just gonna start bombing and outscoring you guys? We can go 5 out all the time now.
No, but like when you guys won, like you didn't need a rim protector. All 5 guys besides Brunson can play their guy straight up and they don't get to the rim. Right.
Mhm.
So I don't really think your team is really reliant on a rim protector that much.
I think it's a
That's
nice to
fair.
have. It's a nice to have, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, Mitchell. I mean, I know you guys love Mitchell Robinson, you know, like, and he was key in a lot of places. Obviously, when Cat got into foul trouble. But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say he's like, you know, the top, like he was a super contributor, like you guys couldn't win without him, right? Like, but it's good to have somebody at least to where when Cat gets into foul trouble or you need somebody with a big presence like at the 5. That's why I don't get the Kelly Olynyk stuff. I see someone talk about Patrick Williams in here. Like I don't know. Like I think, yeah, yeah, just like get you a solid 5. Todd knows this. I say this all the time. Like I think this is why I would never pay. To me personally, I don't think it's ever smart to pay like a 5, like top money, unless they're like Jokic, like or Wemby, just because there's so many guys out there you can kind of replace that with, right? Like that's why Duran is having trouble getting the contract, because this is rebounding and defense, you know, and I think you can find that at a much cheaper price tag. So I don't know. Like I wouldn't mind you guys just getting Nick Richards or getting somebody else still on the bench, you know, come in when needed, do some minutes, put some minutes in, and then like Cat comes in and you're good to go.
Yeah, it's crazy that you just brought up Duran, because I don't think there's anybody who has really hurt their you know, stock more than Jalen Duran. I mean, it's incredible. It's unbelievable. What a terrible playoffs. Oh, so bad.
What's the current Detroit offer to him?
It's 33 a year. They gave him like a big contract, like 33 a year, and he turned it down.
I don't even know how you turn that down, especially after knowing that you had a moment of terrible basketball and you didn't like, it's not like he had bad, he was terrible. Like he was bad. He was doing stuff like he couldn't do anything at some points. I'm like, what is going on?
Offensively, he couldn't do anything.
Yeah, it was bad, bro. I'm like, I don't know what happened.
That's why you don't pay top dollar. That's why I see why you guys, you know, I know you guys love Mitchell Robinson, but like I see why you wouldn't pay him a bunch of money. Like I would not pay a 5 like a ton of money, especially if you can't create your own shot and you can't create for others. Like, and that's Duran. He can't do that, you know. So he's like a rebounder and defender, but in the playoffs, everybody ramps up on offense. So it's like if your defense like incredible, like what are you here for?
Right. Shout out to East Blue Drew in the chat. I was thinking the same thing, bro. He said Duran ego about to end up like Schroeder. Yeah, when Schroeder turned out that $87 million contract, I'm like, you guys are bugging. Like, what are you doing?
East Blue Drew also said, "Give us Diabate," and I'm going
listen, hey, you know, come on now.
Over my dead body. Over my dead body.
All right, come on. All right. Can we get the other dude then?
He's just a rebounder, and
no, Diabate is more.
All right, you guys can keep Diabate. I'm cool. Let me get the other dude from y'all. What's his name with the K? I can't remember.
What are you talking about? Wait, come on, time back? No, I don't know who you talking about. Ron.
The other center, the young kid that with his name's with a K. I don't know last name
from Creighton.
I think that's
the tall guy.
Yeah.
Oh, Kalkbrenner. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, what's that Kalkbrenner, bro?
Is he? Is he a Hornets fan? I mean,
yeah, shut up.
I'm just saying, like, we'll take Kalkbrenner. You know.
I just see
Diabate.
I just see Diabate, man. That's it. That's all I need, man. Diabate's my guy. Now, Diabate was on the Knicks. You guys would like championship immediately.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like,
bench.
We were trying.
Wouldn't matter.
We were trying. Okay, we had a plan. It didn't work out. All right, so that's cool. It makes sense, and I think I hear what both of you are saying. And then another, really good thing about Mitchell Robinson that can't be undervalued is the height. I mean, it's a true 7-footer with a long wingspan.
Right.
That helped a lot. It does help when you don't have that, because a lot of these guys that we talk about are like undersized. They're not really true 7-footers.
Yeah. That's true. So. Except Nick Richards, by the way. Nick Richards is he's a big dude.
Is he? I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if he was 6'10".
No, he's a big dude.
Okay.
He's a big dude. Like,
all right.
Very comparable to Mitchell Robinson. Maybe not as. I mean, he's pretty athletic too. To be honest, like he's pretty athletic. Like I said, I'm higher on Nick Richards than most because I've seen him like probably more than most. But like I think he is he would fit very well with the Knicks, if that is a true rumor that you guys
no, it really is. I just don't know if how it would work out for the Knicks, and if the Knicks have enough money under the second apron to get it done, because I mean, who knows? I don't know. It's a wait and see. And that's part of the reason. The other thing with the Knicks, if you've been watching Knicks closely, they do this a lot. They make sure that the targets that they want to get, they can get in-house under contract before they really round out, the givens. Because they're looking for they be scrounging for pennies here and there just to get it done. And once you start committing to last roster spots and then adding people to two ways, they're still getting salary, and that is automatically hitting your book. So I think that's the reason why the Knicks wait a little bit just to make sure. But we'll see what happens. Outside of that, guys, I wanted to get your thoughts on something real quick before we get out of here. And I talked about this a little bit on Saturday. I talked about it a long time ago when I first heard him say something about this, but it kind of got brought up again because of everything that's been happening with Draymond Green and his contract, and the fact that I guess he feels a little bit played because he decided to not take the extension, thinking that LeBron might go there, and he thought he was doing something to help Golden State, but it's kind of backfired on him. Anyway, conversation came up. And, it has rubbed some Knicks fans the wrong way that Carmelo Anthony brought up the fact that he wouldn't necessarily take the pay cut that Jalen Brunson took, a couple years ago. How do you feel about that? Do you feel like it's just no big deal? It's just a comment, like, as any other comment, or maybe it's something that Carmelo should have just not said, or from a different standpoint, is what Jalen Brunson did wrong for the NBA? Because I feel like not just Carmelo Anthony, other players have said the same thing. And we do know some players are greedy. They don't think about it too much. But, was it bad for him to do that, considering, because the other, one more caveat I wanted to say before I get to your thoughts, is that some players feel like this is such an owner-driven league, and the owners get all the money, collect all of majority of the revenue. I mean, they are the owners, but like they feel like it's not right for the players to give anything back to ownership or management in that regards. They should take whatever they can take. How do you feel about that, Todd?
I would have taken money, but but not to be greedy, but like there's no guarantee like the GM's going to allocate that money where you want it to go,
Mhm.
right? Because I'm pretty sure when he took that pay cut, like he was expecting, what's the guy who went to Minnesota?
Dante DiVincenzo.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was expecting Dante to be on the team,
Hmm.
right? But then they flipped Dante, got Cat, ended up working out. But like, if the Knicks don't win a championship, like he's 10 years in 10 years, he's gonna be looking back like, why did I give up $100 million? Right? That's a lot. That's a lot to give up for no guarantees. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think the only other athlete I know who gave up a lot was Brady. And
Oh yeah, I
he had
remember
two
that.
things.
Mhm.
He had two things working for him. One, his wife made more money than him,
Mhm.
right? So they really didn't need the money. And two, like he already won a bunch of rings, so he just wanted to get like more rings,
Mhm.
right? Um, I thought for Brunson that was a big risk at the time, but I think we don't, we don't know like all the back like end deals that these guys get, right? Because if when you're in New York, like he might turn down $100 million, but you know the owner Dolan has like 10 endorsement deals waiting for him.
Right.
Like he could have easily made up a lot of this money that we don't know about. Whereas like if you're in a small market, you're in Charlotte, like you just lost $100 million. Like there's no making that up. So
That's a really good point.
I think he could have just made out ahead basically if there was a lot of endorsements lined up. But to Carmelo's point, like I probably would have taken it.
I got it. I mean, it makes sense. What do you think, Chris?
I mean, I kind of have a lot of thoughts on it, man. Because like, I think if you look at Melo's career, like, just to focus on Melo, he was always about taking the money, and I get it. Like, even he had a chance to team up with LeBron and D Wade in Miami, and he was like, "No, I'd rather take the money." And to be honest, like, you look at he could be like, you know, we could be talking about Carmelo as like a top 15, top 20 player like ever, you know, but because he didn't do that, right? It kind of just crushed his career. But he got paid, right? So, you know, for him, I don't think him saying that is kind of interesting because him taking the money actually didn't really work out for him. But like Todd said, I'm with Todd. Like I would always take the money. And to be honest, I just feel like basketball players shouldn't have to make that decision, to be honest. Like JB shouldn't have to be in a position to like take less money. I think that's all BS. I don't know if you can cuss on the show, but like you can't like. I think it's all just BS. I think it's especially for players of our pigment to be having to take less than what they're worth. Like it's all BS. I do, right? Like you know, I think like this whole thing of salary cap for you know the apron and all that stuff, and you know like putting Wemby, and now Wemby's taking less and JB taking less, and now other players are gonna have to take less. Like you should always get paid for what you're worth. In any profession, you always should get paid for what you're worth. So I know what Carmelo's saying. Like, yeah, he should take the money. I don't think you're gonna make up $100 million on no matter where you are, even in New York, unless you're doing some aspiration deal like Kawhi's doing. But you know, like, but that's the whole thing. Like, none of these players should have to do that. You should be getting paid for what you're worth. And I think baseball, golf, like all these other sports, like they always are going to get paid like what they're worth. And I just think basketball, football players should get the same. So
Yeah, but I think if you win and it works out, like there's some players who like they don't need $500 million, right? Like they only need. What are you looking at? Like money isn't everything, but it works.
sure.
It only works if they win the championship.
I mean, I
And
don't
for
know.
Brunson,
JB will be
and
happy.
Scamble,
JB will be happy. He wanted to be in New York. I think if they were going to the finals or being successful, again, New York was at like I know y'all saying like, you know, New York wasn't the Hornets or whatever. Like New York was at the bottom. Like I remember watching a Disney movie and they were making fun of like the Knicks in a freaking Disney movie. Like I'm telling you, like yo, y'all like acting like y'all been there, like, and it's been like, you know, been great times. Like I remember clearly listening to radio, like the whole Isaiah Thomas scandal, like all this stuff was happening, and it was just like they were always perennial at the bottom. If Brunson was like made the team successful, and let's say they don't win the chip like this past year, and they were continually being very good, and he's happy being in New York, like I don't think it would be like a disappointment. I think Patrick Ewing is a disappointment, you know, like he's just didn't win the whole thing. So I don't know. You should always get your money. You always pay what you worth. All these white folks get paid what they worth. So that's how I feel about it.
I mean, I think you're right, and I think it's on both sides. I think you both have a point. Okay, I think you both have a point. And I think that guys are different. Guys are just, some players just think differently, and the Knicks just did something that I don't know if anybody else, any other organization was willing to do or brought to their players. But if they did, maybe it was at a time where guys weren't willing to hear it. But at this point in time, I believe this was all in my mind. It's not, I don't feel like Jalen Brunson went to the organization and said, look, I'm going to take less because this is what I want. I think they went to him. The thing about the Knicks is their capologist people are very shrewd, very cunning. They did something last season with regards to 2 seasons ago when they got Cat that really upset the NBA because they figured out a way to sign a bunch of low-end contracts to like $1 million deals or like less than, and they put a bunch of them on the team and then kind of flipped it in a package to bring in Cat. The NBA wasn't expecting that, and they were very pissed that the Knicks figured that out and did it to circumvent the system. So those guys are very shrewd and smart. I think somebody said, look, this is the new cap. This is going to be the new first apron, second apron. These are the penalties. I think they went to Brunson and said, look, this is what we're facing. This is the proposal. If you're able to do this instead of waiting the extra year, and you'll save us this amount of money, with this amount of money, our plan is to do this. How do you feel about it? And I think he was with it. They gave him a plan of how they could bring winners or people around him. And I think he said, okay. And the funny thing is, not only has it already worked with Brunson, like when Mikal Bridges got his extension, he took less than he could have made. Cat is talking about taking less. So it's like, it's happening.
Yeah, but I think that's the problem, right?
It is. But and I think that you're right. I think that's the every time I talk to you guys, you guys keep giving me something new to think about, which I really love. One of the things you guys just gave me to think about is how this benefits the owners, right? How the league saying, let's put this cap in place and put the second apron in place is really going to handicap teams. So if you want to, have a team that stays together for longevity, it's going to be really tough unless you decide to take less money. Hey, if they want to take less money, great. It's less money I, as an owner, have to pay. So there's always something coming out of this that benefits them. So I wasn't thinking about that before.
I think you can go over the second apron if you just return everyone. But it significantly limits you. Like if you go over the second apron by returning your players, you don't get penalized, but you can't add anyone new, right? So you have no flexibility as a GM. But yeah, I mean, the second apron is essentially just a hard cap.
Yeah, no, it's terrible, and the last thing I want to say, because don't want to have this show go too much longer, is a lot of people are still a little confused about it. I mean, I think they're starting to wake up to it. And look at that, we got our guy Fritz Alcindor in here from the NBA Economy Show, our resident capologist. A lot of people just kept. What I keep hearing all the time is, man, Dolan's so cheap. He doesn't want to go into the second apron. Continue to try to say it's not about the money. It's about the penalties and stuff in that regard that really handicap the team. There's only one team that I know of current record that's in the second apron, and that's the Cleveland Cavaliers. On Saturday's show, we thought another team was in the second apron, but thanks to our guy Fritz, he explained to us they technically are not. It's their cap holds that made them look like they're in the second apron, but actual money doesn't put them in the second apron. So right now it's still only Cleveland, and Cleveland is going to have a very difficult time trying to do anything to add to the current team that they have. And if you guys saw what the current team was last year and how they fared in the playoffs, as a Cleveland fan, I'm like, this ain't working. So, that's why it's cap hell. But we'll see. We'll see what happens going forward. But before we get out of here, I just want to say once again, I want to thank you guys for being here and rocking with me. This is a long time coming. I should have did it a long time ago, but honestly, I just didn't know how exactly to frame bringing my guys that are fans of other teams to talk about the Knicks. So, but we made it work. We made it work.
So bad. We weren't so bad, were we?
No, you guys are great, of course, and I knew you would be because you're both very smart and you also have learned how to really do a show with regards to no cap space, and I knew the conversation was going to flow. So I want to thank both Todd and Chris for being here with me. If you guys haven't checked out, it's pinned in the chat, the link to the Fantasy Basketball Advice Network, where No Cap Space can be found. You can check out their recent content. I was on their most recent show. And so we always have a good time when we chop it up. Plus, I mean, a lot of this, we have some good information because we're usually going back and forth in the group chat. So this it's easy. It's easy.
Every day.
Yeah, it's easy. So so guys, I mean, one of you can say where we could find you and when's the next show happening?
Oh, well, yeah, man. So No Cap Space, like you said, Fantasy Basketball Advice Network. We do a show once or twice a week. Sometimes it'll be, me, Todd, and a guest. Sometimes a Knicks fan, unfortunately. And then we'll have, just random people come on, man. And, we kind of like, if you know basketball, we kind of like talk about it. Like, if you know ball, just get on the pod and we'll talk about it, man. So even if you're on this chat now, if you want to talk basketball, hit me up. We'll get you on the show, man. See what's happening. We like talking basketball, man. So find us on there every week. We'll come up with a new show, man.
Dope. Listen, guys, you should really check it out. It's always a good conversation. And, the like I said, one of the great things about Still Nick fans, and especially from when we started it, is the chemistry that I have with John. When two friends are talking to each other about stuff, it just flows differently. Just like with these guys, they're best friends. They've known each other forever. They know everything about each other. And so the conversations is just great. And then it's so good that sometimes when one of them can say something, they already know what the other one's going to say. So I'm like, oh, yeah, I know. It's dope. So definitely check them out. And like I said, I wanted them to see what it looks like to be a part of a winning podcast with fans of winning teams, and so this is great, and I appreciate you guys as fans showing them what a good chat looks like of a championship chat, with the Knicks winning the championship and being the defending champ. Like, this is all great, so I appreciate you guys.
Ron, also, you gotta put out there, we're also on the same rec team all the time too, but I ain't gonna throw that out there.
Sometimes it works out, sometimes it don't. But we're gonna see what happens in NBA 2K27. Maybe we'll fare a little better as a unit. That's right. So, once again, I want to thank my special guests, Chris and Todd from No Cap Space on the Fantasy Basketball Advice Network. And I'm going to leave them with what you guys would love me to leave them with. That's right. Knicks in 5. Yeah. It just is what it is, guys. Look, I'm sorry. Anyway, you guys know, hopefully I'll be with you guys again next week if I have a special guest. If not, I may stagger the show, guys. Until we get into the season, I'll get back into every Monday night. But I'm just trying to make sure we have some guests to interview and talk things about. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, tell a friend who tells a friend who tells another friend. Still Nick fans, we'll be back again, whether it be on Monday nights at usually 9 p.m. Tonight was a little different for SKF Weekly, as we talk about Knicks stuff and everything under the sun. Or check me out on Saturdays at 11:30 a.m. for Know the Ledge, as I help talk you guys off the ledge, and sometimes you talk me off the ledge. So I appreciate you guys for always tuning in, always showing support. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Thank you guys for tuning in. New people that may just be joining right now, please catch the replay. Replay gang if you haven't. Tori B, I see you. Notorious. We are. They is. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Shout out to you. Appreciate you. Shout out to everybody. Thank you guys as always. So many familiar faces in the chat. Shout out to y'all, man. Anyway, you guys know what I always say. The good, the bad, the ups and downs, no matter what. Off season, defending NBA champion stuff, the rumors, the haters, we're still Knicks fans. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Be good, and if you can't be good at it. We out of here, baby. Let's go, Knicks.
New York Knicks. First. Go Knicks.
We can finally, start playing, man. So much talk this whole summer. It's felt like so long because we've had so much to talk about. At times it's been kind of slow, but we've been talking, right? But we've actually had a really good off season for this New York Knicks team, and it's been very active. There's been a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, Knicks family, we in the building. I am the Objective Fan from the Objective Knicks Fan channel. And I want to give a big salute to Ron and John from Still Knicks Fans.
What's going on, guys?
Hey, Knicks family, I'm Stephanie, a.k.a. Blood, Sweat, and Tears. We are still Knicks.
What's going on, everybody? It's your girl, Lady and the Chef from Two Knicks Chicks Podcast. Still a Knicks fan.
What's good, party people in the place to be? It's your main man.
What's up, everybody? This is Steve Lodge 21 at Two Knicks Chicks Podcast, and I'm still a Knicks fan.
Yo, this is your boy Sim from Nothing But Knicks. Through all the struggles, through all the heartache and pain, ladies and gentlemen, I am still a Knicks fan.
Peace, y'all. This is Apollo Reed from the Garden Knicks crew. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm still a Knicks fan.
I'm still here. We're still here. Still Knicks fans. It's a fandom. It's a lifestyle.